Okay, folks, ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Today we're heading back to ancient Rome.
Back to the Romans.
Always a popular topic, right?
Yeah. Never a dull moment with those folks, that's for sure.
Absolutely. We're talking about Emperor Caligula.
Infamous Caligula.
I was going to say, yeah, infamous for some of his, well, interesting choices. But this story, this is a new one for me.
Oh, that's doozy.
Apparently, Caligula once declared war on the ocean.
You heard that right. On the ocean itself.
I mean, where do we even start with that? It sounds insane.
Right. It's one of those stories that make you wonder, is this for real or just some wild exaggeration?
So what do the sources actually say? What actually went down?
So our main sources for this event are Suetonius and Cassius Dio, both Roman historians writing after Caligula's time.
Okay, so we're talking first-hand accounts.
Not quite firsthand, but they were drawing on accounts from people who lived through Caligula's reign. So, pretty close.
Got it. So what do they say?
Well, they paint this picture of Caligula marching his legions down to the beach, all decked out in full battle gear.
Seriously? Like they were going into a real war?
Yeah, the whole shebang. And then, get this, they start attacking the water.
Attacking the water? Like how?
With swords?
Swords, spears, even catapults, apparently.
Catapults against waves?
The accounts are a little unclear on exactly what he was catapulting, but yeah.
Okay, that's starting to sound a little ridiculous, even for Caligula.
Oh, it gets better. They were also collecting seashells, like as trophies.
Seashells as spoils of war.
Exactly. Could you imagine witnessing that scene?
Roman soldiers is like, "Sir, I got another one!" Holding up a seashell.
This is a pretty wild image.
I mean, I can't help but picture it as almost comical. An emperor throwing a tantrum against the sea.
And for centuries, that was pretty much the accepted interpretation. Caligula, the mad emperor.
Right. Makes for a good story, I guess.
A good story, but maybe not the whole story.
Okay, so what are the other theories then? What else could be going on here? Well, some historians suggest it was actually a calculated move, a show of force.
A show of force. How so? By showing he could defeat the ocean.
Not literally defeat the ocean, but more like demonstrating his power over nature itself.
Okay, I can see that. Kind of like, look at me, I can even command the sea.
Exactly. Think about it. If Caligula could conquer the vast, untamable ocean, who else would dare challenge him?
Interesting point. So who was he trying to intimidate? His own troops.
Possibly. Some historians believe he wanted to instill a sense of awe and fear in his soldiers. Keep them in line.
Right. The little don't mess with me kind of thing.
Exactly. But it could have also been aimed at rival nations across the sea.
So a message to enemies like, if I can take on the ocean, I can take on you too.
Precisely. It's a way of projecting power without actually engaging in a real war.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But wouldn't attacking an actual enemy have been a more effective way to show strength?
Maybe, but there's also something to be said for choosing a symbolic enemy.
Okay, how so?
Well, by targeting the ocean, Caligula created a spectacle that no one could ignore. It reinforced his image as a ruler who defied all boundaries.
So it's less about actual military might and more about the message it sends.
Exactly. It's psychological warfare, in a way.
Fascinating. So we had this crazy image of an emperor at war with the sea. But maybe it was actually a carefully crafted display of power.
Right. It's a great example of how history can be so multi-layered.
It really makes you think, right? If an act as seemingly crazy as this could have a hidden purpose, what other historical events might we be misinterpreting?
Absolutely. And that's what makes studying history so captivating. It's full of these puzzles and mysteries waiting to be unraveled.
Well said. And who knows, maybe there are other seemingly crazy acts from history that were actually brilliant strategies in disguise.
Food for thought, right. We might be looking at the past with the wrong lens sometimes.
Well, on that note, I think we've reached the shore of our deep dive today. Thanks for joining me on this exploration of Caligula's war on the ocean. Until next time, folks, keep those history books open and those minds questioning.